This is Brian Finale, and you're listening to the My Lead System Pro podcast, the podcast for entrepreneurs who want to grow, get better, and rewire your mind for success so you can build the business of your dreams. And now, it's time to dig deep with an MLSP industry top earner. Let's rock.
Good morning, MLSP family. Hello. It is a beautiful Wednesday morning, and I'm excited to be here with you guys today. I'm excited to share this topic with you today, and I am about to give you a tool that you can use to completely change your business. So Brian usually introduces us on these calls, but he's spending some time with family this week. And, it got me thinking, isn't that why so many of us got into entrepreneurship in the first place? We got onto this journey so that we could create maybe time freedom, financial freedom. And I know those words get thrown around a lot and hyped up, but when it really boils down to it, being able to decide when you want to take off without having to report to anyone else, whew, that's powerful. So let me just back up a second and take just a minute to introduce myself today. If you don't know me, I am Lindsay Sewell. I am one of our leaders here inside of the MLSP community and a certified coach here. But just 5 years ago, when my second daughter was born, I was brand new to the home business industry, and I was brand new to all things online marketing. So it is a testament to how much you can learn when you plug in here and you get focused and you get consistent and you get disciplined in what you do for your business each and every single day. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But before that, I spent 10 years in corporate. I just want to tell you a little bit of my story because I want you to understand where I'm coming from and how this is possible for anybody, no matter if you are just getting started in your business and you got invited to this call, or maybe you just joined MLSP on a $1 trial for 30 days and you're checking us out and you're saying, hey, is this for real? Could I really do this? Can this really help me to get going in my online business? So I want to share with you a little bit about where I was and what I did to move into the online business space. So I actually spent 10 years in corporate America. I have a master's degree in intermodal transportation. So for those of you who don't know what that is, when you see freight trains going by, that's the business that I was in. I was not a marketer. And when I got started in online marketing, I made a lot of mistakes. I joined companies that were not the right fit. I made investments that didn't pan out. I tried to run Facebook ads immediately when I didn't know what I was doing, and I basically just threw a bunch of money away at the Facebook advertising and handed it over to Mr. Zuckerberg. But in 2018, I found MLSP, and that's when everything changed. I plugged in to what they teach here. I learned the fundamentals of marketing. I learned how to build an audience, engage with them, and then sell the audience. I learned the skills that no one can take away, no matter what business, no matter what company, or even what career I chose in the future. I learned marketing here, and I understand psychology now and what moves people. And because of that, because of what I've learned here, because of learning marketing, I now have the time freedom. I can create money on demand, and I get to have a ton of time with those two little girls, the ones that inspired me to step into this entrepreneurship journey in the first place. They were the driver from the start. So today, I wanted to share with you one simple thing that I've embraced that has made this all possible. And I know that this is a motivational call in a podcast, but here's the thing. I'm not going to motivate you today because today I want to talk to you instead about self-discipline. And in my opinion, self-discipline is extremely different from motivation. So one of my favorite quotes is, "Enthusiasm is common, but endurance is rare." And I can't remember who said it, so don't quote me. It's not my original quote. But I want you to think about something like running a marathon. How many people get fired up and excited thinking about running a marathon, thinking about achieving that goal? And they're very enthusiastic at the beginning. They're very motivated. But how many actually make it to cross the finish line? And I don't mean just when they start running the marathon. I mean, how many even make it through the training process to get to the starting line of the marathon? Probably far fewer than get excited about thinking about running it in the first place. Because enthusiasm makes you feel motivated. Enthusiasm gets you fired up and excited. But what about the days when you don't? What about the days when you wake up and you don't feel great, or your kids are puking, or the dog just peed on the carpet, or whatever it is? Do you just let the business go by the wayside because you don't feel motivated? You don't feel enthusiastic? You don't want to do the things you need to do that day? Or do you embrace discipline and create your own endurance in your business? Let me give you a real life example. So this weekend, I traveled to visit my dear friend Kim Ward's goat farm. And if you are a member of the MLSP community, I bet you know about Kim Ward's goats. And there's a lesson in this as well, right? Get around people that get you fired up. Get around people who inspire you and uplift you and motivate you, because you might have friends and family who doubt you. I know I do. And you want to get around the people who raise you up. You want to get to events. You want to get to the Level 1 workshop. If you have not been here inside MLSP, if you need to learn social media, networking, and prospecting, we do a Level 1 workshop about once every 6 weeks. We got one coming up on July 30th. If you don't know about it, this is the first time you're hearing about it, email MLS or support@mlsp.com and see if there's still tickets available. That will get you motivated. That will get you fired up. So let me go back to my story with Kim and her goat farm. So we do some business together, and we do a live call once a month, and it fell on the weekend that I was at the farm. And at first I thought, should we postpone it? I just kind of want to go down there. I want to hang out with the goats. I want to relax. But here's the thing. We chose not to do that. We instead created the discipline to serve our people. And really, the call is 90 minutes, right? So after that, we were free to do whatever else we wanted. And the business moved forward, and we served the people that we have committed to. But how many people let excuses get in their way of doing just that? How many of you let your kids or your work schedule or walking the dog or whatever it is, the laundry, get in the way of the commitments and the discipline to move your business forward? I mean, where could you be if you committed to even just 90 minutes every day of consistent, focused effort? And I should have really titled this call like The Lost Art of Self-Discipline, because especially in the summer months, I see the excuses come out of the woodwork, right? We've got kids are home and we're going on vacation and we're going to the pool, etc. And what I've seen is that discipline is the thing that divides the people who are serious about creating a legacy, serious about changing their lives and their futures, from those who are just kind of happy to take it as a hobby. You can't make your kids the excuse for why you can't get things done, and also make them the reason why you want to build the business. Enthusiasm is common, Endurance is rare. Motivation is short term. It's so exciting when you start something new, but it's short-lived. And then the summers come, and the vacations come, and the pool time comes. But when you build in that endurance and you form habits in your daily life and business, it keeps you moving forward. It's also called self-discipline. It's rare. Think back to when we're kids. We don't have self-discipline. We try to get away, I don't know, maybe not you, but me, try to get away with whatever we can, right? We want to eat more cookies and snacks. We want to stay up late. We want to see what we can get away with from our parents. I see it in my kids right now. If I were to give in, they would eat the entire bag of Oreos. And it's our parents who are the ones that discipline us early on. And then in school, it's our teachers that create the discipline for us. But as we grow, we need to internalize that and become self-disciplined. Because in your business, there is no boss except you that's going to know if you're getting your work done or not. And you can have the excuses or you can have the results. I'm going to share with you a little personal story that doesn't have to do with my business, but it has to do with self-discipline. I recently went through this with changing some of my diet habits. So I'll just be really honest with you guys. I gained some weight during 2020. I called it my comfort carb phase with everything that was going on. But it was time to take that weight off. I wasn't feeling good. I felt my energy dropping. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not advocating for any certain specific health plan. Just going to share with you what I did to help you understand this concept of discipline versus motivation. Because I realized the only way that it was going to happen was to get very disciplined. And I didn't want to do it. I decided to do some intermittent fasting. I just did some research on it, but I didn't want to do it. I wasn't motivated to do it at all. I didn't want to give up cream in my coffee. I didn't want to give up hamburgers. They're delicious. I didn't want to give up tacos. These are things I love. And I realized that I was never going to be motivated to give those things up. I had to create discipline. And I really don't have to give them up completely, but you guys probably understand that there are some changes I needed to make if I wanted to see some results. And that motivation, that wore off very quickly, right? The first morning I woke up and I was fasting and it was like 9 o'clock and I was hungry. I'm like, I'm not motivated to do this anymore. I am not motivated to do this anymore. But I knew the outcome that I wanted. So instead of relying on the motivation, I became disciplined and I became consistent. And soon enough, I'd formed a habit. I had formed a habit that became so ingrained in my routine that it felt weird now not to do it, like brushing your teeth, right? I would wager a bet that every single person listening to the call this morning, it would be very strange for you not to brush your teeth. You're very, very, very self-disciplined about brushing your teeth every single day. Most people 2-3 times a day. You're not motivated to brush your teeth, but you're disciplined and you do it and you formed a habit. So what if you started to apply this to things you know you should do for your business? Stop thinking about how do I get motivated to do this. Stop thinking about how do I get myself so excited so that I want to do it every day, because it's not going to happen every day. Yes, you want to be excited. Yes, you want to be passionate about what you do. Yes, you want to be motivated. But like I said at the beginning of the call, there'll be days you don't feel good. There'll be days when something is going wrong. There'll be days when your boss comes into your office and says, hey, you got to do this project. I need you to stay late. And your business is still waiting for you at home. But what if you approached it instead as being very disciplined? What if you made a decision to commit to being incredibly consistent, decided to form a habit and became so disciplined in that habit that not following through would feel strange. I want you to think this morning about one thing you know you want to and should be doing in your business, but you're not consistent with it. Maybe it's making new connections, building your audience. Maybe it is growing your email list or starting your email list. Maybe it's emailing your list. Maybe it's creating consistent content. Tomorrow night, if you are a member of MLSP, I will be live inside of the VIP group talking all about content creation and how to make that content do some of the heavy lifting for you. If you're not one of our members, get back with the person who invited you and get a $1 trial for 30 days and come join me tomorrow night and see that. Maybe it's doing Facebook Lives. Maybe you know you should be doing Facebook Lives, and for whatever reason, you're not. If you're scared, if you don't know what to do, if nobody's watching them, Stacey Hall, the Go For Yes gal, is going to be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, teaching you all about effective Facebook Lives for your business. So I don't care what the thing is. You pick the one thing. You pick the one thing this morning. And think what your business could look like 90, 180, or 365 days out if you just committed to being very disciplined with that one thing over that period of time. I don't want you to add 100 things to your list. I want you to add in one today. How will your business have grown? Where will you be in your company? What freedoms will you have created from being just very disciplined for that period of time? Because the time is going to pass. Either way. I remember the first time I heard this, and it put a lot of stuff in perspective for me. The time will pass either way. And it is up to you to decide if a year from now you want to be in the same place or a very, very different one. I want you to stop making excuses if you are. I want you to stop waiting to feel motivated if you're not. And I want you to just decide you're going to get to work. So let me leave you with 3 strategies. And then after this, we're going to go over to MLSPfanpage.com, and we are going to talk about these strategies in a little bit more detail. These are 3 strategies to help you get into the art of self-discipline for yourself. Number 1, I want you to find something that fires you up for your business. I told you that you're not going to feel motivated every day, but you want to start with being motivated. You want to start with being excited about what you do. If you are not passionate about what you do, it's going to get old really, really fast. It's going to get old really fast if you don't love it. If you don't love talking about marketing, you don't love talking about your products, you don't love helping people build home businesses, find something that fires you up, because that is going to help you find that motivation and create that endurance in your business. And the second thing, number 2, I want you to get clear on your why. Now, I know we've all heard the phrase, your why should make you cry. I don't agree with that one. Here's what I think. I want you to get clear on your why that propels you forward when you want to cry, when you have those dark nights of the soul. Because entrepreneurship is not easy. It is easy to go to a job and get paid day in and day out for showing up. Maybe your job is not wonderful. Maybe you don't love it. Maybe you do. But you get paid when you show up to that job. Entrepreneurship is harder. You only get paid for the value that you deliver. That's also what's so amazing about it, because you get paid for the value that you deliver. There's no cap. You don't have to go to your boss and ask for a raise. You just deliver more value and you can make more money. But there will be challenges. There will be failures along the way. There will be flops, things that don't go right in your business. And I want you to get clear on your why that drives you forward. I want you to see where you're going, not something that's going to make you cry. I want it to propel you forward when you feel like crying, and it pulls you through. And number 3, I want you to commit to your decision no matter what. So if you say today that you are going to, I'm cry, I want it to propel you forward when you feel like crying and it pulls you through. And number 3, I want you to commit to your decision no matter what. So if you say today that you are going to, I'm going to do Facebook Lives from here on out, I'm going to email my list, whatever it is that you want to commit to in your business, to be very, very self-disciplined, I want you to commit no matter what. Be consistent, be relentless, be undeniable. Because when we stop using our excuses and we start becoming self-disciplined, there is no stopping you. So I want you to head over to the MLSPfanpage.com, and I want to keep this conversation going over there. When you come on, I want you to share with me the one area of your life you decided today that you are going to create the self-discipline in, so that I can celebrate you, I can cheer you on, and we can hold ourselves accountable. Head on over, MLSPfanpage.com. I'll see you over there in a few minutes.
You have been listening to the My Lead System Pro podcast with Brian Finale and the MLSP leaders. To learn how MLSP can help you get more leads and make more money in your business starting today, visit www